Well, you can find our next guest at leftcoastreport.com. He also writes for Newsmax. James Hirsen, who also is a media psychologist. He is a media analyst, teacher, mass media and entertainment law professor at Trinity Law School. James, thanks for being with us today.
Hey, it's my pleasure, Fred. Good to be with you.
How does a nice law professor wind up doing all these varied things that you do?
You know, it's funny. I guess it's similar to a senator actor.
Ooh,
the way life, the winds of life blow you, and I guess it's just that I've been teaching a number of different courses in law school, but my main area has been in media law, and then I over the years have been writing for Newsmax as it's grown as sort of the internet phenomenon, and I live near Hollywood, so I became in a sense the entertainment correspondent for a conservative news agency, and you know what it's like, and I mean I've been around Hollywood. A lot of the folks are my friends. I've actually, as a lawyer, vetted a lot of scripts with the idea of avoiding things like invasion of privacy and defamation lawsuits. And it's an unusual town, as you well know, and it is decidedly slanted towards one particular worldview, and we see it in the content and in the quotes of the people there. But there's a very interesting group of insurgents in Hollywood, and of course you're the main hero of the insurgency because you didn't just talk, you walked and you went and served the nation, and so it's a. But my view is, over the years, I think that the entertainment media, because a lot of people can't tell the difference between news media and entertainment media these days, is actually the most influential institution in our country. So not looked at as carefully perhaps as the news media, but it changes attitudes and beliefs, and it shapes clearly what's happening in our culture. It works hand in hand with the news media, as we saw, for example, with the attack of Sarah Palin. It was Tina Fey on the West Coast and numerous so-called news correspondents on the East Coast.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Do you also think that it's influential in our so in large part because it kind of gets people at a young age that so many young people now, of course, are tuned in and caught up in all things entertainment, and that's what they're seeing. That's what they're learning at an early age.
Oh, absolutely. And it's their role models. It's where they get their facts and views of the world. There's a brand new study that came out of Washington University, and they experimented with students, and they showed them history on film from movies, and they showed them textbooks that had the truth when the movies had falsehoods, and after they tested them a week later, the students recalled the movie version, even when it was false. And so there's something very special about watching a film or a television show that lets people retain information and form beliefs more than just hearing it in school, hearing it from text, or especially hearing it home from their family. So I guess what that does is it makes it just that much more important for parents.
As you indicated, it's I think it's better than it used to be. I think instead of sitting around and complaining and whining about it, people with alternative views and people with conservative views, pro-American type movies, unabashedly and unashamedly and so forth, are more and more doing their thing and not afraid to do that, and ultimately it's going to have to work out commercially, and that's all we ask for is a decent shot to succeed in the marketplace. And a lot of the good movies that we would consider to be good movies with good values and so forth are do very well.
Oh, as a matter of fact, Hollywood is financed by movies that are G and PG, that are family-oriented. those are the ones that make the money. The people that do those movies don't get quite the attention and respect in the fall around the awards season. But it clearly is. You're absolutely right. I mean, one of the things that's misunderstood about conservatives is people think, well, conservatives, they want to force their morality on me. We don't want censorship. We want choice. We want to be able to, direct our own families. One of the good things that's happened, even though, the world of reality shows is kind of sleazy, is that it's brought us these talent competitions like Dancing with the Stars, which now is going to have Tom DeLay as a contestant. I got to see that.
Oh, man.
And
the world's come full circle.
Yeah, and American Idol. But you know what? Those shows are great family shows, and they're on during what used to be called, the family viewing time. They're very wholesome in comparison with most things that are on television these days, and especially compared to where cable's headed. So that gives us a choice, and it puts the responsibility probably where it belongs, on parents.
Well, I couldn't agree with you more. Listen, thanks for what you're doing. Let's talk some more when we have more time, and let's stay in touch.
Oh, I'd love to do that, Fred.
We'll be reading you in the meantime.